Hey, what's going on, guys? Crass Businessman here. Today we're going to be talking about why I've lost sympathy for beggars. So today's quote of the day is by a guy named Adam Smith, and it is, "The real tragedy of the poor is the poverty of their aspirations." And once again, that's Adam Smith. So to start, what spurred on this topic was a friend asked me, why does it bother you so much when people beg you for money? I mean, they're struggling. They're just trying to get by. Now, I disagree with this slightly because they're struggling. They might be just trying to get by, but there's some other reasons and factors that play in there. See, as an adult, I think it's your duty to do certain things, such as taking responsibility for your actions. See, everybody's capable of doing this. If you do something that results in a negative outcome, in what warped world would it be someone else's responsibility to fix it? For example, if I was dicking around and I broke the TV in your living room, whose responsibility is it to fix it? It's mine. I broke it. So why would it be anyone else's responsibility? It just wouldn't. So when we talk about the topic of adulting, you should also take responsibility for the actions that you take, everything that you do. There's this unspoken belief about the poor that needs to be dispelled as well. See, we often think of the poor as these unfortunate people that just couldn't catch a break. But the reality is, poor people are poor because of a series of ongoing poor decisions. Now, before you burn the screen, let's analyze this for a minute. Now, see, I'm a bit biased towards business. I believe everyone should start a business, and everyone's capable of doing so. But, when compared to a regular job, your finances are contingent upon not getting hurt, transportation, the economy, success of the industry that the company's in, decisions of management, likability from superiors, investor decisions, stability of the market, and so forth. There's a lot of factors that directly affect you getting paid at all. Now, granted, there's a few of those still play a role in running a business, but suppose you have an individual named Bob, recently became homeless with his girlfriend and son. But before that, he went to an average school, has average skills, average intellect. We'll say he works a job paying $15 an hour straight out of high school. It's a decently fair wage in Arizona, and if Bob budgets correctly, he can survive on it. But rather than honing his skills or furthering his education, bettering himself in any way, he just wants to coast. As a result, he doesn't save any money. Bob works at a company for 5 years, lives paycheck to paycheck, and now the company undergoes new management, starts to decline, massive layoffs start happening. So let's determine at which point Bob could have made a difference and not lost everything. Do you think that a company, when they start laying people off, they get rid of the best people first? Fuck no, they don't. Bob could have been a better employee to prevent the layoff. Do you think that it's wise to have all your eggs in one basket? That is to say, one source of income that's contingent upon all the factors I previously mentioned. No, Bob could have prevented this by having different sources of income. Do you think that it's wise to live above your means? Once again, fuck no. Bob could have made a budget. He could have lived well within his means and survived well on his way. Do you think that it's good to not have any savings plan whatsoever? No. Once again, Bob could have made a budget, saved money in case something happened. So the point I'm trying to get here is Bob could have done a lot of different things. Here's another thing. Bob also has a girlfriend with whom he has sex with regularly. If Bob graduated from the 4th grade and even paid the smallest amount of attention, he knows for a fact that sex leads to pregnancy. Bob decides not to use condoms. He also decides it's okay that his girlfriend's not using birth control. He also decides that it's unimportant to avoid, track, or even determine ovulation times. He also decides that Plan B isn't good either. Finally, he decides that he doesn't believe in abortion or adoption. Bob inevitably gets his girl pregnant and they have a son. Bob didn't account for this in the budget because there wasn't one. So Bob did absolutely nothing to prevent an inevitable outcome. Now, I'm not saying he's not allowed to do anything or not allowed to have a son or anything like that. I'm saying there's more responsible ways to conduct yourself. So will giving Bob $5 today help him? Absolutely not. In no way. See, Bob's problem wasn't that he wasn't making enough money. His problem was that he didn't budget. He'll inevitably piss the money away and make the same poor decisions that he did before. This isn't because Bob is an awful human being or anything like that. It's because people keep bailing him out. If he's able to eat every day, regardless of whether it took 6 hours of begging to do so, he's still surviving. See, if you took that away, Bob's not going to die. See, human beings have this incredible primal instinct to survive. Now, he might resort to unethical means, and he likely would, but giving him money is only going to exacerbate the situation. See, to come full circle, it's never that somebody just had a bad run of luck. It's a huge combination of a bunch of just piss-poor decisions after piss-poor decision. So if you really want to help an individual, give them knowledge, give them a great philosophy, and pressure to get it done. And that's where real help will make a difference. Just like when they say, teach a man to fish, feed him for a lifetime, give a man a fish, feed him for a day. That's something like that. Kind of holds true. That's it for this video today, guys. I'd like to hear some suggestions of what you guys might have in the comments. Once again, I'm Crass Businessman. Please like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, stay productive. Actually, one little addendum. I wanted to say, I do feel sympathy for these people. I don't want to see somebody struggling and, or not eating and, they're malnourished. I don't want to see that. That pains me to see. But when you're doing an action that is going to lead to them being further in that situation, I don't want to be a part of it. And that's the main point that I was hoping I could drive home, and maybe it got through. Hopefully it did. Once again, guys, hey, thanks again for listening. Have a great day.